ocean.
So,
hello, darling.
hello, darling. How are you? That Korean apple's good, ain't it? It's good. It's refreshing.
It's giving me life.
So, tell me, who is Chelsea?
Ooh, Chelsea is a force to be reckoned with. Chelsea is a lover. Chelsea is probably the most nonchalant, caring person I've ever met in my life. That's who I feel like I am.
Really?
I feel like Chelsea is misunderstood a lot.
Really?
And Chelsea is a lot more sensitive than people think I am. I just don't show it.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I feel like I'm an oxymoron.
Okay.
I'm an anomaly. Like it depends on what day of the week. And I used to like run from it.
Yeah.
But now I accept my different. Some days I'm this, some days I'm that, and that's my balance. So I feel like, in the words of Whitney Houston, I'm every woman.
Okay.
Minus the crack.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's who I feel like I am.
Right.
Now I have a question for you.
Okay.
So we gotta talk about how we met.
Yeah.
Because that's quite a story.
Yeah, it is.
So I want to hear from your perspective because I know, my version a little bit different. My people don't like to hear my story.
Well, I saw the little light-skinned little girl come through them doors and being introduced as the new, I forgot what officially the position, but I knew that it had to be with
I think it was
promotion
promo,
or
marketing.
something like
Yeah,
marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, cool, because it was good to have another, for me at that time, another female, staff and so forth. And I'm just like, okay, so she's cute, she's cute, petite. And I want to say I really was trying to fill you out, and so I wasn't trying to get charmy.
Yeah, you had your Ice Cube face on. You had it on. I remember.
And and I think it's because I did see a few other people come through, and I'm just like, I don't have time to get friends, and all. This is business, And but I saw how at that time the others were mooning over you. I said, okay, well, she must be good people, But I didn't think nothing of you in that sense. Like, it wasn't like a competition thing or anything like that.
Yeah, it was like she's here.
Yeah, so, and I was just sitting back, and I think that night that there was a big event, and I saw you in action. And I was like, oh, she's in her element. This is what, and even told the fellas, I said, this is what y'all need. I was on board, So, yeah.
It was cool. It was interesting.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. So you asked me who I am.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask, who is Trinette? Who is Tashawn? Like, is there a difference in Tashawn and Trinette?
It is. It is. It is. Trinette is the girl who was born and raised as a military kid in LA, South Central LA, who knew that she wanted to be an educator, who was on this path, trying to fit this American dream type of, like, I was that perfect girl. So Trinette is that girl who's like, I'm just gonna be what everybody wants me to be type of deal, So I am the educator, the sister, the daughter, the granddaughter, oldest of 5,
Okay.
oldest of 13 grandchildren.
Wow.
Yeah, so, just had this role as the leader, and trying to live up to everybody's expectations of who I was supposed to be.
I get that.
And even though my family didn't put pressure on me, I put all the pressure on me. So Trinette was that by the book person, Tashawn has always been in between.
Okay.
So, it's always been, I want to let loose, but I have this career.
Okay.
So, I can't do it. So Tashawn has always been buried.
Okay.
So Tashawn didn't come out until a few years
Really?
ago.
What was the catalyst?
Went after my mom died, 2017. And I was like, you know what? I've been spent 30 years in this one career and has stifled my creativity.
Wow.
And has stifled me. It's time for me to.
Why do you feel like your mom's death kind of unleashed that?
You know what? I think it was because you don't realize, my father died in 94. So, that was the first time death had
really
come to us.
Right.
And so you're like, okay, you're thinking everybody's gonna live forever in your family. But when she died unexpectedly, it was like, oh, a wake up call. Like you really,
it's
you're
real.
You're not promised, So we had just made peace with my father dying after all these years, and now boom, my mother. So it just woke you. It's a wake up call. You know how people say, "Oh, I'm woke now."
Yeah.
That literally was my wake up call. Like, live your life. Like, it's okay to transition to another career. Okay to live. Because that was when Tashawn started emerging.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you have moments where Tashawn has this internal battle, like, how do I want to respond sometimes? Like,
I do, because Trinette is still Tashawn and Trinette is still professional. Trinette is like that real professional,
okay. Yeah.
But Tashawn is like, you know what, it's okay. Just chill out. You ain't gotta be by the book all the time.
Okay.
So Tashawn is more relaxed, but still professional. I'm not tripping, because I'm free.
Is that the LA side of you?
Yeah,
the California
I'm going back to the California side, yes.
Is it the California
Got to Georgia
side?
and I got all a little tight, can't do nothing.
You got bougie here.
I did.
Don't get bougie
I
now.
got
You went to
bougie.
Morris Brown.
I did, and
you went to Morris Brown.
I did, and that taught me a whole lot, honey. It taught me a whole lot.
Listen, I have to touch on how we met because I remember thinking you were so mean.
Really?
I was surprised when we became friends because I didn't expect it to happen.
Yeah.
I remember kind of just being around you, and then there were some things that happened.
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk to you. I remember I wanted to talk to you, but I was like, I don't want her to think that I'm da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
But when I saw how understanding you were, it changed my whole perspective of you.
Yeah.
And then from there, it just really moved into a bigger thing. And then once I saw your brand, it was just kind of like, I know what my friend is going through. And so that was kind of like the big moment for me to be like, okay, she really, really rocking with me. But I was scared of you. Man, I'm telling you.
But that's so funny because everybody who meets me, they say the same thing. They be like, I thought you were mean. I'm like, no, I'm really the opposite. I can be mean. I can be now, but I got it from my dad, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it from my dad. And it was funny because I remember during meeting you at that time, there were other people who were like, stay away from her. And I was like,
that'd be the funniest thing to me. Like,
I'm like, are we in high school?
We're in high school.
I'm almost 50. What you talking about telling me to stay away? And I really had to consult with one of my big sisters. And the first thing she told me, she was like, Trinette, don't start. She was like, you're a grown woman. She was like, we got you lifted in because when I connect with people, I'm always making sure that it's divine connection. But when you have these other people saying they don't like something, and I'm just like, I was thrown back by those situations.
Yeah.
And I was like,
what, looking back, I'm glad they did that.
Me too.
Because it made space for me to show who I was.
Yeah.
So, in you being about business, now this is for Trinette.
Yes.
How do you juggle your personal brand and business within your marriage?
Ooh.
Because having a supportive partner and the brand can be a lot.
Yeah.
How do you juggle all that?
Listen, when I tell people you know, I know everybody wants to get married, you know, and it's a beautiful thing. But you also have to understand marriage is that ministry. It is a partnership, and you have to be on one accord with your dreams. Coming away from my first marriage, my ex-husband was not supportive.
Okay.
You know, it was the jealousy, and it was
that.
not,
Yeah.
And so when God connected me with Chef, my baby, the support was
automatic.
When you buy my book, like not ask for a free
but
copy,
you actually bought. You spent your that's real.
You know,
yeah.
That is really. I was like, oh my gosh, when there's no jealousy, when he's comfortable with me being around other men or, you know, just people, it's a no-brainer. So for me to juggle, now you do have to create that balance because I have gotten so engrossed in the business, and then I forget about home life, you know. So we have to really back. I have a tribe of wives that say, listen, take care of home.
Put your kitten heels on.
I got a pair of high ones. You know, I be wobbling around the house. Be wobbling, you know. And I tried, but, you know, one thing I did learn from my mom, she was like, always take care of home, you know. So I made sure that comes first, you know. And so I'm very blessed to have him as an understanding partner. But there have been moments where it's like, you know what? Are you gonna cook today, or are you gonna?
What you doing? Every man for himself.
You getting your hair done? What's going on? You know. So I have to keep that in the forefront. Like that's, you know.
Yeah.
So so I won't cause tension in that balance. You know. So
being aware. I think it's
So listen, how do you? I have a question for you. You gotta take a sip. How do you juggle between your personal brand and dating in this industry? Like, this is a type of industry. How do you juggle?
I don't. I think that to get to a certain point of success, like dating-wise, I would love to be in a relationship. I would love to be dating someone. I'm a woman. I have those desires.
Right.
But right now, I'm finally understanding how much energy it takes to date, and I feel like with the projects I have, I don't have. It's not even about, you know, a guy acting funny. It's, are you gonna throw out my concentration? Like when I'm coming home from the station, sometimes I just need silence. It's me and my dog and my music playing and my laptop. And I don't want to look in your face. I don't want that. And I used to deny that I didn't like being single. But these days, I'm finding such a great peace about it. And I do know that dating-wise, I don't want to date anybody in the industry. And that is because I feel like it'll be a breath of fresh air. And I like to be my man's entertainment, so I don't want to be competing with
Wait
stories.
a minute now, you talking about entertainment.
You know I can be funny? I tell a joke or two. I make you laugh now, little daddy. But I mean, it's I have moments where I really do want that. And I ask God a lot, like, why? Like, you know, I'm 37, I don't have kids. I've had 2 abortions. It's just not time. And I think that you hear it a lot, but then it's not until you accept it that you kind of learn to embrace it. And so in doing that, now I understand that in knowing that it's not time, I'm gonna know when it's time. So
do you feel any pressure about like trying to like, girl, you need to go ahead and get a man, this, that, another?
You know what? No, because the dating in Atlanta, well, in general, dating is not what it used to be. And I'm my mom's only girl, so I would feel like I gotta give her a child. But then my mom is well aware of what I do, so she's always been supportive. So I really don't feel no pressure. Now, holidays, that seasonal loneliness, it does kick in. I'm gonna be real with you, a lot of people go through that. It's like, I don't remember that I'm single until times like that.
That's a blessing, because our generation, we were hit with that. You know, girl, you getting 30-something, it's time for you to get married, you know. And so I'm glad to know that you all are embracing the singleness, because there's nothing
wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with it. It's a beautiful thing. So I'm glad to see you embracing
Finally,
that.
I feel like it took me forever.
But that's okay though. You know what, you were maturing. In it. You were maturing in your singleness.
True.
So that's beautiful.
And I will say too, like the last couple situations, I ain't did nothing wrong.
So
I didn't even have a chance to make the brother mad.
You're
so after a certain point, I went to God and I was like, okay, it's not me.
Yeah.
It's you. Like, it's not even, I ain't even got no bandwidth to get into it. Like, God will literally, he's literally been like,
yeah.
So it's just, my purpose, walking in your purpose will start to make decisions for you before you can even make those decisions. So I feel like that's how my dating has been. Like, my purpose has been like, no, not today.
So, it's so good to hear you all say that. Like, literally, I remember one of the older, at that time, seasoned women, and she looked at me and one of my other girlfriends, we were single, teaching. She said, now y'all gonna be old maids now. We were only like literally 30, like, and I'm like, I said, okay. She said, no, y'all need to go and get settled down now. And I just remember that pressure, you know, and that's what made us like want to rush out and get married and whatnot. So
it felt like that was the American way. So when you got married the second time, how old were you?
The second time, it was 40-something.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I feel like it's still hope.
No, it is, and that's why I've been telling women, like, you're grown and you know who you are. You know, if I had waited, if I was patient and waited around the time,
probably could have died the heartbreaker too, huh?
Yeah.
But you know, we won't be the same without it.
Yeah.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
How has life been for you and for me since we became friends?
Oh.
And I feel like I want to go deep into it, but I feel like we shouldn't give them this answer until we go to the next episode.
Okay.
So they're gonna have to stay locked in.
There they are. Because
life been lifing.
Life been lifing. It's been lifing. And you know, millennial and Gen X together.
Right? I just now started identifying as a millennial. I thought I was Gen X or Gen Z for like, I was so confused.
No.
So I'm a millennial then?
Yeah, you're a millennial.
Because I'm like, I'm just a black woman trying to make it. I got all these
Basically,
terms,
that's it,
like,
right.
But the terms do fit though.
They fit. But
where did you get Gen X from though?
Yes.
Why X?
I don't know. You asking the wrong person. I'm just following.
Sorry.